Hey, you made an effort to take this course, so we assume you're serious about publishing online. Whatever your niche or focus, whatever you're trying to sell or tell, you have one thing in common with all the other online publishers. You want to be found. People should consume your content. Otherwise, why publish? If you are not reaching anyone, you might as well shout your thoughts into a tree trunk. Being found is not even enough. In a perfect world, people should want to share, retweet, and repost what you publish. In this video, we will explore the hallmarks of high-quality content and the role of the block editor in creating such content. Do you know what gets most of the views? Useful content. Content that solves problems and answers questions. When a reader does not need to look for anything more besides your article because you explained everything so well, that's when you know that you've done a great job. We are talking about much more than simple writing here. We are in a new territory called publishing resources. The objective of resources isn't to convince people to buy or act in a way we want them to. Instead, the goal is to make something useful. You have to genuinely help your audience and provide them with the best answers. Why? Because you are playing the long game. You don't want to convert a few clicks into a quick purchase. You want to reach an ever-growing, dedicated league of followers. The quality of your content should be so high that people want to bookmark it, share it, and reread it whenever they need to. So how can you reach these high goals? You start down the usual road with research. Checking the competition and detecting their weak spots can be useful. See the gaps that your competitors left and think about how to fill them. Maybe they left something unexplained or their text is not well structured. You can use all the shortcomings to build something better. For the next step, you will need to upgrade the usual SEO mindset. Instead of trying to rank by writing with keywords in mind, you will need a different approach. Writing for the audience should be your guiding principle. We don't just mean that your copy will need to be readable, clear, and concise. Discovering what questions your audience has should also be on the top of your list. Only then you can start thinking about how to formulate the best answers that will help your audience. Once you get all that data, you can start writing. Again, when writing, you will need a widening of the horizons. Instead of just focusing on the quality of the text, you will also need to start thinking about its structure, its look, and its feel. Are there elements that would look better in a table, or in a list, or in a graph? What kind of images will you need to use? Can video help you convey your message better? You might end up writing long-form content, producing videos, creating an interactive tool, or some combination of these. Whatever you go with, there are two benchmarks of high-quality content. It should be user-friendly, and the quality of the texts and the media you use should be sky-high. But what does user-friendly content even mean? To start with, you should make sure that each section of the post is divided with logical headings and subheadings. Don't forget to also add white space within and between paragraphs. When necessary, you should put information in bulleted lists, tables, or use graphs. Of course, adding appropriate high-quality images, videos, and other media is also essential. Finally, you will need to check that your media loads fast and that it works well both on mobile and desktop. When it comes to high-quality writing, there are also a few key things you have to consider. As obvious as it may sound, it is crucial to have flawless grammar and spelling. The language you use should fit the audience. However, generally, short and clear sentences are preferred, and try to keep the paragraphs short as well. Most importantly, the content should provide new, original, and trustworthy information. That is why you will need to do the research, and remember to always give credit to the sources you use by linking to them. Ideally, your content should be organized and written in such a way that it is immediately perceived as useful and unparalleled. Here's an example. On our site, we have a couple of ultimate guides on some crucial SEO topics. Let's look at the guide on structured data. First, to ease navigation, this article contains a table of content in the form of questions. At appropriate points in the text, there are some boxes with additional information. And there are also plenty of useful images that serve as examples. Some of the images are highlighted and edited for extra support. Where necessary, information takes the form of a bulleted list. And the text also contains plenty of links to other external resources. All of these elements combined make the post stand out with its details, its quality, and its usefulness. This is not a quick read you'll scan on the train and forget about it until dinner time. It's a resource. It contains information that you can consult anytime you need to refresh your memory on structured data. So you'll bookmark it. And if someone asks you about structured data, you can share the link. Creating that kind of content requires effort, research, and time. But it is worth it. Over time, this content will be what drives traffic to your website. What we've told you so far about the kind of content you need to publish is not new. What is new is that now, with the block editor, anyone can publish high-quality content. Whether you are a single person writing from your bedroom or a copywriter in a Fortune 500 company, it doesn't matter. With the block editor, it's easy for both big and small budget websites to compete side by side. Because with the block editor, you can create the kind of resources that we just talked about. The block editor allows you to combine media and text to create rich content. And with it, it is also easy to make the content user-friendly, both for mobile and desktop. If you're used to just writing, you might need to start thinking differently. Ideally, you will need to work directly in the editor. Working in that way will enable you to see and adjust the structure of your content as you are writing it. The editor environment will help you think about the elements, structure, design, layout, and flow of your writing. Otherwise, it will be hard to produce a high-quality resource if you add the structure of the content as an afterthought. You will need to consider your words and how you present them in parallel. Writing and creating posts and pages with blocks in mind will give you a ticket to the future that is already unfolding. Let's sum up. You came this far, you took a course, and you're ready to learn how to make the best of the block editor. That already gives you a head start ahead of your competition. You now understand that the block editor can make it easy for you to publish resources that can boost your traffic. In the next videos, we will no longer just tell you how easy and useful the block editor is. We will also show you how it works in practice.